Boom. Hey! Tina G and Karen Purdy, Fox Hill Dreams, Kathy Murphy, stars she made, Gina Potter, Cecile Kazemi, Susie Brizuela, Anita Alston, Matt Meehan, wait a minute, yeah, there we go, RJ, Debbie Neiman, Stacey Mendenhall, Amanda Crawford, Bernadette, Synth Fan, Tracy, Queen of the South, Lucy, Victorina, and BDD in the house. Watcher, Soko, Sarah B, Jennifer Rayner, Stephanie L from Florida, make sure we make that clear. Patricia Haverkamp, Cha-Cha from Seattle, Deborah B, Julian Gautier, Mel, Karen Purdy, I think I got you already. Asmila J, Jen Murphy, Pandora, Penny Deb, Julian Gautier, your boy Ken, Sarah B, Laura, Misha Oliver, Scribble My Dibbles, Chrissy, Jen Murphy, Kathleen, M. Getz, hey! Welcome to another episode of Storytime with BDD. I'm your host, BDD, aka Brooklyn Dad, and this is a story time. Hey, I just saw our long-lost friend Jim Rubin is in the house. Haven't seen him for a minute. Welcome back, my friend. Baroness Fahrenheit is here also. There's Lee Saunders, Chrissy. Hey, everybody's here. Glad to have you. I think we were missing a few folks. But I've got a nice show figured out for today. I don't know what the hell happened yesterday with the technology, but I did my due diligence research and, looking through the YouTube and all that. What's up, Punxsutawney Mo and Patricia Pueyas and Jamie from Wisconsin is all in the house. All right, so let's get started with our stories of the day. Stories of the day. Well, now that the Chauvin trial is over, everybody wants to know what's next. More police violence resulted in the death of Khia Bryant. We are going to get into that today. Today is the 5-year anniversary of Prince's death, and we're going to take a look back at the contribution he made to music and to the world. 200 million shots, 200 million vaccine shots in arms as of today. Last but not least, Tucker Carlson is today's "You Raggedy Bitch." Raggedy bitch. So the thought process behind today's wig, today's fantastical hairdo, this was the closest I could come to an homage to one of my favorite, if not my all-time favorite. Yeah, I'm going to say he is my all-time favorite musician, Prince, his hair was a lot more spectacular and versatile than this, but it's kind of close to what it looked like in Purple Rain. So before I go any further, this is my random news section of the show. A very good friend of Brooklyn Dad's, his name is Gerald, but some of you may know him as Death Metal Viking. So I don't know if you've been following all of my tweets, but I found out last night that my friend Gerald, this is a good guy. He's a really good guy. He's on Twitter. You know, he teams up a lot with my tweets, and he's always got something nice to say. And DMV is in the ICU with COVID. So last night he posted a tweet saying that, you know, he's getting oxygen. And this really this hit home for me. This is a guy I have never met in real life. Okay. I've already lost somebody that I was very dear to me last year to COVID. And, you know, it's just weird seeing him, and he's communicating, and, you know, and he's got COVID. You got to imagine that he's been doing everything that we're supposed to do because we're the smart ones, and it still got him. So today he posted an update on his progress, and he says basically he's getting lots of pills and lots of tests, and the oxygen, they're giving him oxygen, and it's scary. I imagine it must be terrifying for him and for his wife, his family, and his loved ones. So I just wanted to ask you guys to please, you know, if you have a minute out of your day, please say a prayer, send some positive healing thoughts to my friend Gerald, a.k.a. Death Metal Viking. He's a good guy. I really hope he pulls through on this. In other relatively related news, Wifey and I will be getting our first Fauci ouchie tomorrow morning. I am just a tad nervous about it. I am excited about it, but I'm a tad nervous. But I'll tell you this. About a week or two ago, Wifey and I it was 2 weeks ago, Wifey and I had to take a COVID test. And you know, it's funny, like this whole time, man, we had been hibernating. We don't know which one we're going to get until we get there. You know, I guess we don't really have much of a choice, whatever they have available. But when we took that test, I was also a little bit nervous too, because as much as we've been isolating and hibernating, and we wear our gloves when we go to the stores, we're the only ones in the store wearing gloves, you know. But we don't want to touch a shopping cart that, you know, maybe somebody, you know, put COVID on the thing. So I was a little nervous thinking like, wow, what if some like Rona molecules found some way to slip in through the mask? It's possible, you know, but it didn't. And I was very, very, very relieved. And I think I'll be even more relieved once I get my second COVID shot and I've gotten through the gauntlet of, you know, side effects or whatever. You know, people experience some mild soreness and some pain, maybe a headache, sore throat, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not afraid of the needle. I can handle the needle like a champ, you know. Just let me know when you're done, kind of thing, you know. But it's just the side effects that got me a little nervous. I'm going to do it. It's tomorrow. There's nothing more I want to do than to do that. But just sharing that little bit of nervousness with you. All right, so let's go ahead and jump on into our quick hits of the day. Yeah, hit that son of a bitch. I don't think we're ever going to get the pleasure of seeing somebody give him what he deserves. So that's always a cheap thrill for me to see Wonder Woman popping him in his stupid grill. All right, quick hits. The Nobel Peace Prize. This is a highly coveted and very prestigious award given to a select lucky few. We know our own President Barack Obama has gotten one, and he didn't even have to. He didn't even ask for it. I don't think anybody asked for it, of course, except, of course, the former guy who was actively campaigning for it, and he's not going to get one anytime soon. In fact, ever. But Miss Stacey Abrams has been nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize, which is fantastic. She's been nominated for her the role she played in boosting registrations and her fight for fair voting policies here in America. So it would be a real thrill for me to see, yes, she is the queen, Lucy, indeed. It would be a real thrill to see her get that, especially, I mean, if only we can have a fly on the wall where the former guy is, just to get his reaction to that. I want to see the conniption live. President Biden today made a speech announcing that the United States has just hit 200 million vaccine shots as of today. And I tweeted that it was 10 days early. I think it may be 8 days early. I'm not really sure. It's early. He hit it before the 100-day mark. Boom! Yeah, that's no small feat. He started off with 100 million was his projection. And this is the guy that people said he was sleepy and he was this and he was that and dementia and blah, blah, blah. And all he has done since he's been in office is get half of the country, or maybe a third of the country, I don't know how many, but he's gotten shots in a whole shitload of people in this country, and that is astounding. And you know what? If it was Spanky McDumbass, he could never accomplish that. But if it was, you better believe he'd be doing a non-lap. But President Biden is way too busy to be doing that stuff. He's already on to the next goal. He's already on to it. But as impressive as this is, there's one member of Congress who was unimpressed. He was unimpressed by President. Am I buffering? Let's see. Mel says I'm buffering. Trump Reaper says I'm buffering. Buffering. Oh no! Am I still buffering, guys? I'm starting to go away. What is it? Oh, I can still see my own thing here. You guys are saying that I'm buffering. No, I just turned the music off in case you were concernicus that the music stopping was the buffering. Anyway, one member of Congress was unimpressed by President Biden's 100 million vaccine mark. So then he was like, well, you want to impress me? Double it to 200 million. Challenge accepted.
Distribute hundreds of millions of vaccines, but it's getting done. If the Biden administration wants to impress us, you know what? Double the goal. Say 200 million vaccines in 100 days. I will be impressed. I'll go on the record right now, say that I will be impressed if you can do that.
And you talk about the
math schedule. Now today I'm setting a second goal, and that is we will, by my 100th day in office, have administered 200 million shots in people's arms. That's right, 200 million shots in 100 days. I know it's ambitious, twice our original goal, but no other country in the world has even come close, not even close to what we're doing. And I believe we can do it.
Yeah.
And to distribute millions of
I love it so much. I love it when they have to eat their own words. Unfortunately, Mr. Crenshaw was unavailable for comment because I believe he's getting some he's getting some procedure done to his eye. So I hope he recovers from that. I don't wish ill of him. He's a shithead, but whatever. Next up, Vanita Gupta did finally get confirmed this afternoon. Yes, Vanita Gupta was just confirmed by a vote of 51 to 49 as the Associate Attorney General of the United States. Now, the vote did not require a tie-breaking vote from Vice President Harris because Lisa Murkowski crossed the line. She did cross the aisle to vote with the Democrats. Well, that was relatively safe bet for her. It was safe, even though Mitch McConnell told his caucus to vote against her. Why? I don't know. Could it be that she is an astounding civil rights lawyer and she's going to bring her civil rights experience to the Department of Justice and possibly upset some of their white supremacist constituents? Maybe, but who cares? Hey, we got the majority. We're going to do what the hell we want to do. You don't like it? Tough shit. There's a new sheriff in town, and her name is Vanita Gupta. That's what's up. So, it's been a while since the world lost the incredible, tremendous, very charismatic Alex Trebek, the host of the really popular game show Jeopardy. How difficult will it be to replace Alex Trebek as the host of Jeopardy? What is impossible, Alex? Well, not impossible, but it's pretty damn tough. They've had a whole line of people, including Green Bay Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers, stepping in as a guest host. They're trying out everybody. But the internet has been adamantly demanding that they pick LeVar Burton. Why not? LeVar Burton, he's got plenty of experience with the Reading Rainbow, and he's an actor, he's Kunta Kinte, and he's that dude on Star Trek, the first generation, or is it the next generation? I never forget. I never watched that show. I only watched the original. That's it. But in any case, the internet wants him, and the internet might get him because he is on the list of finalists or final guest hosts that also includes Robin Roberts, George Stephanopoulos, David Faber, I do not know who that is, and Joe Buck. I think I kind of know who that is, but my money is on LeVar Burton because what the internet wants, the internet must get. And that, my friends, is that for Quick Hits. Next up, you know what time it is. It's that happy time of the show. It is the timeline cleanse. Timeline cleanse. Whoa, wait a minute. Timeline cleanse. I had the wrong voice on for that one. All right. Timeline cleanse. Doom. All right. When you see someone that's just chilling out and just relaxing, normally you just want to just let them rest, right? Well, this kangaroo had other ideas. Hey, mate. Hey, wake up. Wait, what you doing? Come. Oh. I love how he just looks at the camera, like, what's wrong with him? Didn't he see I was giving him some good loving? What is he doing? It looks like he's looking for ticks or something. Oh. You don't want to get kicked by a kangaroo. Fun fact: their feet are quite powerful. But I don't even know, was that a regular cat or a bob? It looks like a regular tabby. All right, so that's that for that. Next up, anybody out here fans of snakes? Any snake fans out there? You guys enjoy having a snake on you? No? Anybody? No? No. No, nobody loves snakes. But I myself do love pranks. But snakes and pranks? That's not a good combo.
Oh, snake.
Oh my God.
Oh, snake.
She sees it out of the corner of her eye. One more time. Look, she turns around, brief.
Snake.
Yeah. Hey, so sources say that upon their return, she was seeking a divorce from. No, I don't know that for a fact, but I would never, ever do that to wifey. Never. That's crazy. I might do it to one of the kids, but it's a fake snake. Fake snake! All right, so this next one here, you guys know I'm a space fanatic. And the moon, is one of those places few men or women have ever been fortunate enough to visit. And I was fortunate enough to catch a video that shows some astronauts just clowning around up there. I totally want to go to there. Look at that. It's so cool. I wonder if it feels like slow motion bouncing while you're there. Whenever we watch video of astronauts on the moon, you see them jump, walk, and it looks like it's slow motion. I would fully enjoy to slow motion on the moon. Giant steps are what you take walking on the moon. I hope my legs don't break walking on the moon. We could walk forever walking on the moon. We could stick together walking on the moon. Some may say, any police fans out there? I don't mean the cops. I mean the band, the Police. That was a song from the Police. Fun fact. All right, so that's it for the timeline cleanse. Let's see who we got in the heezy. Show me where you're coming from. Show me where you are at. Show me now! Please. Giant steps are what you take walking on the moon. Da, 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 da. Walking on the moon. Hey, we got a troll in the heezy here. Please what are you guys? You got no life, huh? You come into a place where we're having a good time and you want to take a piss. Go take a piss in the corner and be done with it. Amanda in Arkansas is here. And let's see, Monique from the DMV, Janet from CT, Sudi Q from Centennial, Colorado, Samantha from the Bronx. Let's see, Pandora's in Boston, where it is raining hard. Kimberly from Houston, Tanise from the Bronx, Jennifer Rayner from Wisconsin Rapids. Kathy Murphy is stuck in CT. I see my CT people, they're not getting it together. They usually have it together. Get it together. Cindy from Lakewood, Washington. Sheeby from Chicago. Winnie BG is fully vaccinated in Lawrenceville, New Jersey. Let's see. Ali in Illinois is here. Stephanie from Spring Hill, Florida. Cha-Cha from Seattle. Gina Potter in New Jersey. Jenna in Richmond, Virginia. Petty Deb in Arizona. Mel in cloudy Stamford, CT. Ms. Nick in Stafford, VA. That's Virginia. Baroness Fahrenheit is still in the DMV. Midas Cat is in Kentucky, as always, stuck there. Synth Fan from Orlando. Laurie B. in Rowley, Massachusetts. Kathleen Cross in Boothwyn, Pennsylvania. Michelle Warmoth in Berlin, CT. Kat Leaney from Michigan. Jimbo Harriers from Richmond, Virginia. C from Kansas City. Melissa from Tacoma, Washington. Ness from Connecticut. Julianne Gauthier from the Central Coast in California. Wildflower in Woodstock, New York. Punxsutawney Mo in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania is at work. And let's see, Karen Purdy from Newton Falls, Ohio. There she is. Adrian Gladish is sad in Columbus, Ohio. Why you sad? You come here, you'll be happy. And then you'll be sad when you leave. Stacey Mendenhall is hoping her leg don't break in SoCal. Pasta D in Richmond Hill, Georgia, where it's sunny and 80 degrees. Show off you. Fox Hill Dreams in Aiken, South Kakalaki. Anita Alston in Columbus, Ohio. Jen Murphy in the DMV. Sarah B. in Temple, Texas. Michelle in Georgia. Debbie with Blake and Alexa from Boca Raton. Nurse Mitch from Glen Burnie, Maryland. Sherry Scary, Casey, Missouri, home of the Kansas City Chiefs. Sherry Scary, I feel like I haven't seen you in a minute. It's Lucy from Orange County, California. Valerie from Staten Island. Jennifer Rayner says not seeing it. KM from MD, that's Maryland. Marty from Calgary. Lee from Leeds, UK is eating chocolate. Diet is not going well. Tina G, thank you for handling that troll. I forgot to tell him, you need to leave. Which, by the way, I am wearing under my sweatshirt. It's chilly today for some reason. Bernadette from Phoenix, Arizona. Patty from Gainesville, Texas. Solid Blue Sister in Southern California. Jamie in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Smila J is eating crawfish in Houston. That's nice. The Trump Reaper farting Giuliani farts to stink out Long Beach, California. Natalie B from an Oyster Bay, Long Island. Yeah. Stella Baxter is late from Los Angeles, but she's here. Magnus Dine from the DMV. From Florida, ICU. What? Oh, no. Well, who's in the ICU? Gavin Rutherford is walking in the noon. Let's see. Mickey and Bella are here from Greece, New York. That's Woja Mom. You guys knew that. Charlie D from Phoenix. Tracy from Minneapolis. Cindy C is kind enough to remind our viewers to please remember to hit that like button while you're here enjoying me act a fool. Tina G is in Albuquerque. Terry Cobb is checking in from hot ass Phoenix. Victorina is moonwalking in Pahrump, Nevada. Cecile in Grapevine, Texas. Watcher Soko from Orange County, California. The Mod Squad is fantastic, Esmila J. Yes, they are. Your boy Ken from H-Town. Let's see. Stashu Mate from Columbus, Ohio. The county with the highest police killings in Ohio and the U.S. That is sad. Excuse me. Let's see. Anna Alvarez from Claremont, Florida, had her second shot, Pfizer shot, on Monday, feeling a little sick now. I hope you feel better. Alex Conman from, says free Derek Chauvin. Okay, so we already know that's a troll. You need to leave. Let's get rid of Alex Conman there. That's a Derek Chauvin fan. Has no business being in here. Sheila from Vancouver, Washington. Hilda Baiza from San Diego. Chrissy from rainy, windy, cold Connecticut. Let's see. Ness from Connecticut, where it's windy, rainy, and cold. Misha in Long Beach, California. Lisa Hathaway is back in Morgantown. Is that West Virginia? West Virginia, my mama, take me home, country road. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure that Morgantown is in West Virginia, but just in case, I had to belt that out. Jennifer Rayner from Orlando. Let's see. Wilbur Roo. That's our dog lover buddy from Martinez, Georgia. And yes, it's that Morgantown. All right. Let's see. We got some Kakalakis in the house. RJ is in Florida, where it is 76 degrees. Tracy from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Minneapolis is okay now. You guys are all right. Send somebody. Trump Reaper says, can somebody untime out Sheila? Her thumb accidentally zapped her by mistake. Bring her back, please. Free Sheila. Let's see. I'm sorry that I planted Walking on the Moon in your head today. I promise I will put something else in your head a little later on in the show. Okay, let's see. Wait. Oh! Guys, Magnus Dine, that's Death Metal Viking. That's my boy. Dude, you made it here. Please conserve your energy. I don't know if you missed that part of the show, but we are praying for you. We are sending positive vibes your way. I hope you enjoy this show. I hope it brings you some endorphins that help boost your immune whatever. You're a great guy, dude. We love you, and we hope you get well soon. Magnus Dine, guys, please welcome him kindly to the show. It's his first time here. It's wonderful. Let's see. Already got Brooklyn Poop. The trolls. You gotta hand it to them, man. I mean, I guess if they despise me so much, they're actually thinking up creative troll names for me. Whatever. Seems like a waste of time. Anyway, let me not waste any more time. I gotta jump into this first segment, which is the Derek Chauvin trial. So I tweeted yesterday how satisfying a sight it was to see Derek Chauvin led out of the courtroom in handcuffs. Okay, timeout. Stacey wants to know, why is Hump Day Troll Day? Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. But yeah, it's very satisfying. The only thing that would have been more satisfying was seeing him in his prison orange gear, and maybe hearing him complain that the cuffs were too tight. Something like that. Yeah, I want to see some suffering. So now the question is, what's next? Now that he's been led out of that courtroom, what's going to happen, right? So the sentencing is going to be in June, in the second week of June. And that's when we find out how much time he's going to spend in prison. So on the low end, here's what the deal is, right? This is technically his first offense, even though he's been plenty offensive. It's the first time he's been convicted of this offense. So that's going to weigh in his favor. However, what weighs against him are the aggravating factors. For instance, he did this in front of a child. Number two, it was a gross and cruel abuse of power, and that's going to go against him. So the judge is going to have some leeway. He's going to have to figure out, factor all these things in, and the penalty, the verdict, the time could be as little as 12 and a half years or as many as 40 years. Now, despite the fact that he's been convicted of 3 charges, they are not consecutive. He won't spend that time in consecutively, right? So it's not like he gets 12 from the first charge, 15 from the second charge, and 8 from the third charge. No, whatever he gets for all 3 of those charges, he will serve concurrently. Yeah, concurrently together, all at once. So if the most amount of time he gets from one charge, let's say, is 20 years, and the other 2 are like 10 years and 8 years, he's still only going to do 20 years. And chances are, if he only gets 20 years, he'll get some chance at parole before then. So that won't be satisfying for me. I'm seeing some people saying, Julien Gauthier is saying 40, please. And Deborah B is saying concurrent time. Did I not say concurrent? All right, well, whatever. It's concurrent, and let's hope that it's 40 at least. Let's hope he gets the max or close to the max. Yeah, I'll take 35, 32, no less than 32. But the reaction to the verdict yesterday was swift. It was emotional. There was hugging. There was crying. There was tears. Why? Because, as much as we all thought that, yeah, this is what he deserves, none of us really, really believed that jury was going to do the right thing. We were kind of just holding our breath, right? We were all telling each other, we're all like, yeah, he's guilty. But it's different when it's a jury. The jury did, this one time, did the right thing. And, the brother, Philonis Floyd, there's some satisfaction there, but he's still without his brother. Still, he's never going to see his brother's smiling face ever again. But at least we got to see his brother get some modicum of what I was calling justice, but a lot of people are saying that this was not justice, it's just accountability. And you know what? I'll take that. I'll take that correction. Accountability is what this was. So the governor of Minnesota today, Tim Walz, announced that this is not the end, and he did say that that there is systemic racism that affects not just the police departments in Minnesota, but all over the country. But he did say that they are going to be taking a close look, examining the policies and procedures in Minnesota's police departments, and he said that is of utmost importance. And I really hope he sticks to it, and I hope it's a thorough and fearless look at it, because they're going to step on some toes. They're going to piss some people off, but too bad, you know. If a large segment of your community does not trust the police, that's a big problem, because that's taxpayer money going to support those police that they don't trust, because those police are killing without accountability. And Attorney General Merrick Garland also announced that they are going to be investigating the Minneapolis Police Department. So that's big too. You know, they have a whole lot of rules and procedures that they haven't been following. And, you know, again, they've got to do a deep dive into that and root out the shit. Cecile Kazemi just saw it announced on MSNBC. What was announced on MSNBC? You guys are cross-talking, and I miss these conversations sometimes. Oh, Garland just opened a civil investigation. Thank you. Thank you for that. And AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, posted a statement on her Instagram account yesterday, which I thought was noteworthy. She says, "This verdict is not justice. Frankly, I don't even think we call it full accountability, because there are multiple officers that were there. By the way, those officers are going to be in court in August. They had to space it out because they wanted to be sure that those other officers got a fair trial. Wasn't just Derek Chauvin. And I don't want this moment to be framed as the system working, because it's not working." And she's absolutely right. She's 1,000, you know, AOC is very smart, and she is 1,000% correct. The system is not working because this is a pervasive problem that affects everyday people's lives every day. And as a point, while we were still celebrating the verdict of the Derek Chauvin trial, unfortunately, we learned that another black person was killed by police. Now, this incident has been very divisive, very polarizing. There are some people on two sides of this issue, and really there shouldn't be two sides, but I guess there's two sides to everything. But in this instance, a 16-year-old girl, Khia Bryant, was in trouble. She was being harassed and threatened by people in her neighborhood, and she called the police. She called the police. The police showed up. She had a knife in her hand. Presumably, she was fending off people. That's why you have a knife in your hand. That's why you call the cops. And they shot her to death. They shot her 4 times. 4 times. Now, here's where the controversy was. The controversy was, excuse me, well, she had a knife. She was going to stab that girl in pink. Okay, I get that. But the guy who got out of the car, the guy who ended up shooting her 4 times, he got out with a gun. Not with a taser, but with a gun that has bullets, that kills people. His only think the only thing he had in mind was lethal force. That was it. That was it. Non-lethal force was never a consideration in that police officer's mind. These are kids. These are kids. And yeah, you know what? It is dangerous. And people ask me, what if it was your daughter? You know what? I don't want my daughter stabbed either, right? But guess what? This is not an either or thing. This is not a, save one or save the other. No. Why not both? Why not both? Shoot her with a taser. Grab her around her arms. Take your billy club. Knock the knife out of her hand. There were other cops there. It's not like he was by himself. All he said when he got there was, down on the ground, down on the ground. That was it, and pop, 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 pop. That was it. He was judge, jury, and executioner there. That shit has to stop. When you're a hammer, everything looks like a nail. And that's the problem with police departments in America, is that they are training cops to be hammers. And people of color are the nails. It's only people of color that are the nails. How can I say that? Kyle Rittenhouse. He killed 2 people. He had a gun slung over his shoulders. He waved to the cops and they threw him some water and he got home safe. He got to turn himself in. Dylan Roof killed a church full of 9 people. Dylan Roof killed 9 people, and they gently escorted him out of the church that was full of dead black people, and they took his ass to Burger King. How can I say that? I know people of color are nails to the police force full of hammers. I take this shit personally. Because I posted a tweet, last night, wondering, what do you do when you can't trust the cops? What do you do? Right? Take me, for instance, okay? And this is a worst case scenario. This is, this is something that I would never want to happen. But let's say, an intruder breaks into my home. Breaks into my home. Majid Patel breaks into my home. What do? I'm grabbing the first thing I can reach that, will fend off this attacker. Wifey called the police. She's calling the cops. I think the cops in this area have pretty good response time. The cops get here. They come in. Here's the other thing. My attacker is white. No. Wilbur McCarthy's not a troll. That's my boy. That's Dog Lover. No. Wilbur McCarthy is cool. Don't. So my attacker is white. So the cop gets here, comes through the door. He sees me with a blunt object, a knife or a poker from the fireplace, whatever, an object. He sees the attacker, who is white. Then he sees my wife, who is white. And then he does some fucking stupid calculus and he shoots me. Oops. You shot the wrong guy. You shot the wrong guy. That cop who shot Khia Bryant, he didn't ask when he got there, are you the one who called me? No, he didn't ask any questions. He just came with his gun cocked, trigger probably halfway pulled, and shot her. Stop making excuses for the cop who shot her. Oh, but he saved that other girl. Why couldn't he save both? Why does it have to be either or? Why do our kids have to die? I'm scared for myself. Scared for myself every fucking time a police car pulls up behind my vehicle. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm not texting. I'm not looking at my phone. I'm just abiding the rules. Everything. My tags are up to date. My registration, all that shit. I'm law abiding. And I'm still nervous. That's wrong. So I did notice that that the family of Khia Bryant has been diligent to get, pictures of this 16-year-old girl out there, positive pictures. Why? To control the narrative. Why? Because when people of color are killed in America, they kill them twice. They kill them twice. First is the actual bullet that ends their life, or the chokehold, or whatever it is. And then the second death is in the media. Second death is when they find the most, unappealing, unfavorable pictures they can find. And then they get some stories, and this one was smoking weed, and this one had bad grades, and blah, blah, blah. But this girl, Khia Bryant, she was an honor student. But you know what? It shouldn't even matter if she was an honor student or if she was flunking out. She was 16. Why do we have to argue and rationalize for not having to kill our children if they are adrift of the law? What if they were breaking the law? Does it have to be a death sentence? Every freaking time it seems like it's a death sentence. So this picture here on the left, there's the officer that shot her. And you see what's there on his belt in yellow? You see what that is? It's a taser. It's a taser. It's a taser. He had a taser on him. Why didn't he use it? Huh? Why is lethal force the only... he could have missed. Yeah, you know what? He could have missed with those bullets, too. He could have shot the girl in pink as well. But no, because he shot at center mass. Well, why didn't he shoot at her leg? Or her arm? So many questions, and I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of it. Damn. Train these cops to stop using lethal force where it is not required. Yeah, Rider Driver is saying, raise your hands if you were adrift of the law as a teen. Guilty as charged. Yes. Lee Saunders says, racism. Would he have shot her if she was a white 16-year-old with a knife? You know what? I've seen videos. I couldn't find the one. There was one I saw a while back. It might have been last year, where there's this white guy. He's probably about mid-30s, right? He's waving a knife at the cops, and the cops are like backing off from him. The cops, multiple cops, they had guns and pepper spray and all that shit. They have so many tools on their fucking utility belts. They have so many tools available to them aside from lethal force. Makes me so sick. And, here's this says, Columbus police murders black people. That's what you're dealing with, Columbus, Ohio. That's what you're dealing with. That is the sentiment. That's not a good sentiment. You have to regain the trust of that community. You have to police yourselves. Whatever it is that you're training these guys to do, it's wrong. It's not working. So we still don't have all the facts on this, but I don't need all the facts. I don't need all the facts to know that that little girl did not have to die. Period. She did not have to die in order to save the girl in pink. That cop just had to have better decision making, better reflexes, better training. Instead of showing up gangbusters, with only one solution. We are not fucking nails. We are human beings. Stop being hammers. That's all I got to say about that. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to get through this thing called life. Electric word life, and that's a mighty long time. But I'm here to tell you, there's something else. The afterworld. A world of never-ending happiness. You can always see the sun, day or night. So when you call up that shrink in Beverly Hills, you know the one, Dr. Everything Will Be All Right. That was one of my favorite Prince songs ever. I love that. So fun fact, some of you guys who are familiar with the show know that I used to be in a drug rehab when I was a teenager. When I was 17 years old, I was in a drug rehab. And every morning we had something called morning meeting. In morning meeting, you could read a poem, you could tell a joke, you could perform a skit, or you could sing a song. You could share your word of the day, whatever. You get in front of a room full of people, we had 350 people at one point. Get in front of 350 people and do your thing. And my thing was to sing Prince. Yeah. So when I first saw Prince, hold on a second. This is supposed to be automatic. Let's do that. Boom. Okay. When I first learned about Prince, I think I was about 16 years old, and I wasn't really crazy about him. No, it was the 1999 album where he did Little Red Corvette in 1999. And I didn't like his deal. I was accustomed to the American culture idea of manly men, right? And he was wearing frilly shirts and mascara, on the eyes and stuff. And then I saw Purple Rain in the movies. My dad took me to see that. It was during the summer of 85. Or was it 85 or 84? One of those summers. And before you knew it, there I was wearing puffy shirts. Puffy shirts. I literally borrowed it from my mom. My mom had a shirt with puffy sleeves. And put mascara on my eyes. Swear to God, I was doing that. And the funny thing is, my mom she didn't confront me about that at all. She didn't say, that looks like my shirt. You feeling okay? Nothing. At least I don't remember it. Scribble my dibble, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't remember her confronting me about that. But I was going through my thing. And teenagers, they kind of go through, teenage boys, they go through their thing where it's like a phase where you're looking for another adult male to identify with, to kind of try to figure out who am I in this world and what's my thing, And so I saw Purple Rain, and dude was exuding, sexuality, and he was confident, and he was everything that I wanted to be. He rode the guitar, he played he rode a motorcycle. He didn't ride a guitar and play a motorcycle. It was the other way around. And hence I became a Prince fan. And Prince was amazing. He wasn't just a singer. He was a songwriter. He was a musician. He played multiple instruments. He played just about every instrument you can possibly play. He was a dancer. He was a director. He was an actor. And 5 years ago today, I was crushed, absolutely crushed, to learn that he died of an accidental overdose on fentanyl. I was just knocked the wind right out of me, because that was part of my life. Like all of his songs, all of his songs were part of the soundtrack of my life. Let me see. He had I shouldn't have to read this, but his albums. Purple Rain, 1999, Sign of the Times, Prince, Controversy, Love Sexy, Around the World in a Day, Diamonds and Pearls, The Gold Experience, Musicology, Artificial Age, and on and on and on. That's only like a fraction of the albums that he did. Gavin says, BDD, you telling us there's no pics of Puffy shirt? Nah, man. I wish I did. I wish I had one. But if it exists, Nicole would have it because she has all of the family pictures. Yeah. So yeah, today I just wanted to acknowledge Prince. He was spectacular. He added so much magic to people's lives. There's one picture in this slideshow showing his performance at the Super Bowl where he sang Purple Rain in the rain. And people are saying that was probably the best Super Bowl performance of all time. I'd go with that. Yeah. And he is sorely missed. Sugar Walls, Sheena Easton. Yeah. I think she also was in that song. It's not If I Was Your Girlfriend. It was on side B. It was one of those songs. Next episode, BDD and puffy shirt and wig. I got to try to find a puffy shirt now. So yeah, rest in peace, rest in power. Oh, that picture that was just on the screen there, it had the word slave in the side of his cheek. He had issues with Warner Brothers. They wouldn't give him control of his music. So he started putting the word slave on the side of his face. And then he changed his name from Prince to the symbol, to the artist formerly known as Prince. And he was a genius. He was brilliant at that. And he really hit them. He really hit them hard and made other musicians stand up and take notice. Like, yeah, why, I want control of my shit too. And God bless him. That dude was powerful. Queen of the South is saying Prince did a lot of underground music too. Yeah, I think he had the Black Album. And I'm not sure if the Black Album was underground music or if it was just a bunch of stuff that was previously unreleased. Bat Dance and Party Man. People give that Batman movie soundtrack a lot of shit. I liked it. So that's it. I'm probably going to watch Purple Rain at some point, if not tonight, between tonight and Friday night. Okay, let's see. Time check. I'm doing okay, but running a little bit long. And now it is time for You Raggedy Bush. And today's You Raggedy Bush, once again, is Tucker Carlson. Why do I keep putting him in this segment of the show? Because he keeps being horrible. And last night was no different. So a lot of people expected that that he was going to melt down as a result of the Chauvin murder trial verdict, and he did not disappoint.
I just think that
It was excessive, and it shouldn't happen. And what I'd like to say,
the guy who did it looks like he's going to spend the rest of his life in prison. So I'm kind of more worried about the rest of the country, which, thanks to police inaction, in case you haven't noticed, is like boarded up. So that's more my concern. But I appreciate you coming on, Ed Gavin. Thank you. Nope, done. Thank you.
What kind of shit was that? First of all, as soon as that officer started to share his opinion, he's brought onto the show to share his opinion. That's what you brought him on for. But as soon as the guy started to say things that disagreed with, that conflicted with his narrative, he cut him short, and then he got him off the show. Just like that. But, so Tucker Carlson also had a little secret that he was trying to hide from people. And he wanted to head it off at the pass. So here is that.
Before we go tonight, a quick piece of news from the world of big tech. We spent the day hearing from quite a few old college classmates, in some cases people we've been out of touch with for 30 years. It was nice, but here was the occasion for it. Jeff Bezos had one of his minions, a mentally unbalanced middle-aged man called Eric Wempel, pull our dusty college yearbook and call around to see if we'd done anything naughty at the age of 19. That sounds like fun. Let us know if you hear any good stories. But before Bezos drops any more of his billions on opposition research, you should know that it will not affect any election outcome. This is a news show. It's not a political campaign. No one here is running for anything or plans to. On the other hand, if Jeff Bezos wants to come over to reminisce about 1987 on this show, he's always welcome, anytime. That's about it for us tonight. Before we go, Tucker Carlson today, 4 p.m.
Okay, so no, he wasn't trying to hide the fact that he's friends with Matt Gaetz. Here, in this picture here, this is from his yearbook. And there's a section there on the far lower right that is highlighted in blue. And right there at the bottom, what's highlighted is he is a member of the Dan White Society. So who was Dan White? Well, Dan White was the guy who killed Harvey Milk. Who is Harvey Milk? Harvey Milk was a leading advocate for homosexuality back in the, I want to say 70s. Yeah. And so that is what Tucker Carlson was trying to draw attention away from or excuse it as being, just a 19-year-old, just a hateful 19-year-old member of a hateful homophobic club is all. Yeah, but I don't think that's going to damage his brand much. In fact, I think it probably boosts it with the homophobes in his audience, because that's really, if you're watching Fox News, you're either watching it just for shits and giggles, just to see what the crazy people on the other side are saying, or you're watching Fox News because they cater to your limited beliefs. And Tucker Carlson is the primary spokesperson for those limited beliefs, for racism, for misogyny, for homophobia, for xenophobia, for all that stuff. And Tucker Carlson said that he's not running for any office, but that's not entirely true. It's not entirely true. Yeah, he's not technically, officially running, or as he said, planning to. But there are whispers that if he were to jump into the race, he would be on top. He would be above DeSantis, and likely he'd probably even be above Spanky McDumbass. I shit you not. Because he sells his racism with a wink at the audience and a smirk, and he knows that he's full of shit, and they know, but they love him for it. And Jen Murphy is saying Carlson has plans to run. I'm sure. If I've heard about it, and I'm doing my best to not pay attention to as much attention as possible to these Fox News fools. But yeah. And I'd be very afraid if Tucker Carlson gets the nomination, because he would be worse than Trump. Why? Because Trump was an idiot. Trump was a buffoon. And as dumb as Tucker Carlson likes to pretend he is, he's not dumb. He's intelligent, and he can put together a better team. And I would be very afraid of that team he'd put together, because they would do a lot of shit and they would get away with a lot of shit. And they would be caught like the Keystone cops that the Trump administration was. So I would just say, keep your eye on it. Every chance I get, I'm going to be throwing shade his way.